Hello, I'm just in another video. So I haven't done one for quite some time. I can't remember exactly when I did the last video, but it's everything's changed for my whole life. And I'm finding it a bit tricky to stay on plan. And I've been going through a lot of processes to figure out what sort of, how I can help myself and all that kind of stuff, because I'm not at the shop any longer, because obviously we had to shut and all that sort of thing, and the kids came off school, and so I've been trying to do the whole homeschooling thing, and there's so much changed, and my partner's was on furlough, but now he's gone back, so I'm kind of almost back to where I was when I started Slimming World, which was kind of parent who did most of the work, and not really feeling of any sort of prospects or future of my own kind of self. So it's been really tough emotionally to deal with that kind of change. But I think I've started to get to grips with it. I've been through a process of trying to do calorie counting and using the Lose It app and using MyFitnessPal, and then also doing intermittent fasting and all sorts of different things, and trying Slimming World again, but really struggling to stay on plan, and eventually I came to the idea that perhaps I would try SP, just because I'd never tried it before as a concept. I never really went that far. I just I don't know, I just did Extra Easy and just left it at that, didn't bother with SP. I think I felt like I'm doing okay with Extra Easy, I won't jinx it by trying to do SP. But actually I've found it really, really easy and really completely fine. The only thing with myself is my own self-sabotage, obviously, but I did do 3 full days on SP very comfortably. It wasn't a problem at all, and that was really good. Yesterday I didn't feel so well. I felt a bit achy and very depressed, so I didn't do very well yesterday, but today I'm back on it again with doing the SP, and it's really fine. I find it fills me up a lot easier and a lot quicker. It's not complicated to do, because it's half protein, half speed food. Obviously, being a vegetarian, then my protein is like chickpeas and beans and corn pieces and all that kind of stuff. So it but I'm okay with meals being quite simply put together, and then add on like vinegar and stuff like that. I'm not really going to be spending ages cooking stuff. So at the moment I'm just cooking some mushrooms and some courgettes. I've put some garlic granules on there and some like lime juice, not obviously squeezed from a lime, but a lime in a, I think like this little, like from Lidl's, like a lime juice bottle, ready kind of squeezed as well. And I'm just kind of steaming them, I suppose. They're like got a little lid on, just steaming them. And then with that I'm just going to have this cooked and ready to eat mixed beans and water. Now they say that baked beans is no longer protein food on SP, and I don't know why, but I presume, I don't really know why, because the beans are the beans, but I don't know whether it's because it's the sauce it's in that makes it less, like for the calorie count, if you know what I mean, like because it's got sauce with it. So I don't really know, but I can't imagine it's the fact that the haricot beans, like what would be in a baked bean, I don't think it's that. I presume it's some other reason. But these mixed beans, I don't think it's got any haricot beans in it, but it doesn't say on the ingredients like what sort of, oh no, there is. It does have haricots, cannellini and adzuki. I think haricot is just beans in here though, because it just says haricot blanc, haricot cannellini. So the ingredients are your haricot beans, cannellini beans, red adzuki beans, waters I don't know. But I think mixed beans are protein, so do it that. It's coming on nice, I'm just going to stop that. So I have a plan. So recently I have a plan of dealing with the depression side of things. So because obviously it looks like as well we'll have to stop doing the shop because my partner had been doing full-time work elsewhere anyway, and the shop obviously was doing all right, but it's just kind of like a low income draw kind of shop, tiny little shop. I don't think it's going to manage it. I can't open a shop with the kids. I would have done normally in some holidays and all that type of stuff, but with the COVID having to be COVID secure and all that sort of stuff, I just think it's just stupid and tempting fate. So we're going to use the fact that we were given that grant to kind of wind up the business. We're just looking for someone to take over the lease, and so it's, I mean, there's no way around it, unfortunately, in terms of it just be crazy. I mean, in September, if the kids go back to school, which I think they might do in a part-time format, I could do kind of odd hours, but it's just, it would just run itself into the ground at that point in the new kind of climate. So yeah, we've had to make the decision to do that. So it's like, it's hard because all the stuff I did, I can still do North Horsham Live Aid. I've had a chat to the chap doing that, so he's still quite happy with me doing that. But obviously there's not going to be any events like that for quite some time. But that's the thing I'm sort of know I can kind of focus on for the future. Perhaps next April, if they're doing it again, we can sort of set up and go again. But so I'll try, but it's like I don't feel like I've got any future. I don't think I've, you know, my partner's working full time and I'm sort of applying for jobs as well, and so that he doesn't have to work where he's working like long term. But I just, the confidence level has just sapped out of me. I just feel like I don't feel, I sort of feel buoyant at the same time as feeling sort of depressed and just like just empty inside. And I just think so that's really hard to come to terms with and cope with. But my focuses are trying to make sure I maintain my weight. So I'm 11 stone 2 at the moment, so I'm extremely grateful over the time I haven't just like piled it all on, which perfectly could have been possible. But I really want to get down to 10 stone so I can be comfortably in my BMI bracket. The closest I'd got previous to this point was like 10 stone 3, I think. So I know I can get there, if you know what I mean. It's not impossible. And I think that will help my confidence level so I can kind of achieve something again. And I'm trying to do the thing I did a long time ago, right at the start, which was to focus on small joys. So, because one of the issues I had a long time ago was with doing things, trying to find pride in things that I didn't care about, because I was very depressed before after I had my son. And I think what I realised was that I don't need to search for pride in anything. That's not a requirement. What I need to search for is the joys and things. I don't need it. If I really do not want to be doing the thing, then don't. Just go find something else to do, and you'll come back to it and do it later. It's not a problem. And often the kind of taking the weight off that feeling just meant that then I could kind of do as I wished, when I wished, and things would get done a lot easier. So been focusing on kind of, we've been doing colouring pages together, been colouring in. My daughter now is 12, so she likes to do lots of complicated anime pictures and all that type of stuff. So I've kind of been relinquishing, which is something I'm not very good at all, and kind of just going with the flow of it. We're safe enough in terms of financial. My partner's job, he's gone back to work, which doesn't make him very happy, but it means that our money situation is more. We have a flat that we rent out, so that's increased as well. So I think we're safe, and obviously we're in the new house and everything, so that makes a big difference. But it's just trying to get my mind right, because if my mind isn't right, then I tend to eat, and it's just one of them, well, same as everybody, all feel the same, don't we, that it's a form of joy, another form of small joy, that when life is not going so great, then your brain can find some comfort in. And so at the moment I'm just trying to work my way through other things I find comfort in, and trying to take the food situation out of the system, which is why SP has been working really well, because it's making me feel full, making me feel kind of satiated, and I sort of, because the benefit of Slimming World is when you're hungry you can eat, and that's it. There's no more questions asked. You know, if you're hungry, eat the food. So this morning I had 2 slices of the tiny bread for Healthy Extra B, and then I had some gooseberry jam that my mum and dad made, and I counted that about 3 sins. They said they didn't put a lot of sugar in it, so I've kind of counted it like as stewed fruit. And there was the other thing as well, because in this house there's some rhubarb growing randomly in the garden, so I've cooked that down, and it's only like half a sin for 100 grams of rhubarb with no sugar in, so although it's a bit tart, that was pretty good. And had that once on the porridge that I had in the morning. But anyway, I had toast this morning, and then on top of that I had some Marmite and strawberries, and that gooseberry jam and blueberries on top. And then so therefore I've had Healthy Extra B and 3 sins so far today. I don't think of anything else apart from obviously fruit, pears and nectarines I think I had, and some black coffee. So I'm going to have my lunch now with the beans and the mushrooms. So that will put me at Healthy Extra B and 3 sins so far today. And then tonight I'm going to see if I can make some. I've bought a Swede, and see if we could do that thing where you put it in the microwave and make mashed Swede. So that would be fun. And I made butternut squash chips the other day, and they were very good. So I'm going to try and do a video a day just to kind of chat about things, because I can kind of keep my head out of my own head, and that really helped right early stages when I was right early on from the other end, when I was struggling still quite heavily with the depression and trying to keep myself I don't think motivated is the right word, but keep myself on a even keel so that I can make better choices, and more, not better choices, but more safe choices, more sort of conducive to being well and healthy choices. Okay, so I'm going to go and have some dinner now, and I will try and do another video tomorrow and catch up with everyone. Bye, see you later, bye.